Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house. Woohoo! Weekly roundup, really. We are going to break down a little bit of tokenization today, so I hope you guys enjoy that too. Obviously, one of the mega themes for our bull market ahead. We're on takeoff phase for tokenization. Very, very exciting. We're going to hear from some of the industry leaders, so hopefully get some good insights there. We've got Christos in house there. Good morning, Superman. Good morning as well to you, Christos. Yeah, it's pretty nice here. The weather outside. What time is it? Almost 11 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, not bad. We're going to check out the crypto markets for the last week and the current 24 hours. Zoom in on Bitcoin, Ethereum, of course, and then break down some tokenization. We're going to look at Ondo, RWAs, Raoul Paul, and some of the executives as well from Ondo too. As tokenization is ramping up, and it's going to make everyone pretty wealthy if you're holding the right things. It's going to be pretty good. Coming up to 2,500 videos on our main channel. That's equivalent to a daily video almost for 7 years. So that's pretty awesome. Quite a cool milestone there. Streaming, of course, daily through bear markets and bull markets. The Crypto Night Show, rocking it on and having a good time. Let's get into it though with the old crypto. Let's see where we're at right now with the old markets. So we're going to go to CoinGecko. We've got a big week. Before we do that, we've got a big week ahead. On tomorrow, we will be talking about, it will be Tuesday actually down under time, but Monday, United States time, we'll talk about the weekly updates for the digital asset treasuries. So Strategy, Strive, Bitmine, etc. And so that's going to be really interesting because they're at quite a crossroad, all of those actually, with their strategy. So we're going to find out what the next moves are basically. So it's we've been pretty consistent the last couple of weeks, but we're going to see a change potentially in a lot of those moving forward. So fun times there. We're going to be watching the preferreds as well, the preferred stocks issuance and the $100 par. So that's something we're going to be looking at as well because that's a bullish catalyst, right? A tailwind for us, presumably. Christos says it's 20 past 9 Saturday night here, says Christos. Saturday night party time, right? Party time. In fact, yesterday, Saturday night, down under time, we went to what was it? What do you call those machines? Tempen machines. I've just forgotten the name right now. Let me know in the chat. What's the arcade machines with pinballs? Pinball machine. That's it. Oh my goodness, I was a bit confused there. We had a pizza. We had playing all the different games. It was so good, guys. It was so good. Sort of like flashback to the 80s too. We had a lot of the 80s games as well. So not just pinballs, but the arcade machines. It was just you just pay like a flat fee and then you just game all night, and it was really fun. Lots of people there, the disco lights and everything else. It was pretty neat, man. And in a back warehouse somewhere. So it was real edgy. I love it. It was great. There are things still like that out there, guys. So yeah, if you can kill yourself up, let it be done. But a lot of fun there. Playing pinball was really cool. The game things are incredible, from Star Wars to I guess Fright Night, all sorts of things, man. It was just crazy stuff. All right, let's get into it without further ado. That was a Saturday for Superman. Let's get into the crypto market. So we've got total crypto market at the moment, 2.23 trillion. Still super small, guys, down 1%. What's gold? 30 trillion. So we've got a long way to go. We've got the Bitcoin market at the moment sitting just below 63,000. Is flat today on 24 hours, but and is down 2.9% for the week. Obviously, with some disappointment there around the what was it? The SEC rules on Friday, yesterday. Ethereum at the moment is pretty much flat as well. I don't know, surely is all flat. Are they actually all flat? Well, yeah, apparently they are all flat. That's pretty weird. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Anyway, so flat again, apparently. $1,879. We're down 1.8% for the week. We've got BNB is flat, apparently. I don't know. Hopefully this is reading right. At $606, down 1.1, up 1.1% for the week. XRP at number 6 is up 0.2%, down 3.7% for the week at $1. Solana there up 0.1%, but down 0.7% at $75.34 at number 7. Number 8 is Tron. It is at 33 cents, down 0.5%, but up 0.6% for the week. And Hyperliquid at number 9, I guess we got what's it the other one missing? I can't remember what it's called. HELOC or something. That's up 0.6% at $56.90, 3.2% up in the week. So slowly grinding back into the positive there, the old hyperliquid. And then Doge there, number 10, down 0.5%, down 1.1% at just below 7 cents. So those are the top 10 there. And presumably these zeros are correct. I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes maybe they are. There we go. Let's look at the top 100. Well, we got Hash is on a big move back up. So Hash deciding to pump at the moment, up 17.3%. We got EtherFi up 5.9%. Chainlink up 5.2%. Chainlink getting re-rated, and we suspect that Chainlink will be one of the top majors because of the data flow, right? So that's key for a lot of the players coming into crypto. So Chainlink kind of maybe a necessary part of people's portfolios. So something to think about there. World Liberty Financial up 3.8%, and WorldCoin from Sam Altman with the old digital ID and scanning your eye and distinguishing you from a robot. But of course, evil empires and all that. Up 2.5% for the week. Those are the top 5 right now. So Hash there, the only standout, up over 10%. Over the last week, Bitway has come into the top 100 and powered in, hasn't it? Now at number 73, can you believe it? A play on the Bitcoin, up 51.5%. EtherFi there, up 24.4%, hitting the top 100. So got a new entrant, is it? Yeah, I don't remember this being in there before. Anyway, that's back up 24.4%. WorldCoin at number 55 is up 14.7%. Pump Fund with all the revenue. So one of the big revenue earners in crypto, albeit arguably cyclical with the old memeology there. But that's up 14.7% at the moment, and definitely one of the big earners at number 63 there. It's a higher risk return, and that's probably why it's the price is actually discounted relative to, say, Uniswap or Hyperliquid, something like that. We're sitting over $1 billion though in value, and that is up 14.7% for the week. And then finally, Chainlink up 13.6%. So a pretty decent list in there of players that are on the move at the moment in the top 100. So yeah, a key focus, of course, is you should probably always have a decent amount of the majors, particularly selective ones, depending on what you think their individual fundamentals are, and also you have a bit of cross-chain diversification. So there's a number of strategies you can play out, but that's probably a more conservative one. Top 1,000 gainers right now. What If is up 67%. Cow Protocol is up 35%, and Humanity. Damn humanity. I don't know that. What's that off that movie? But up 31% there at the moment. Is that Planet of the Apes I'm trying to do with the old famous actor? Can't remember. We've got trending at the moment. Cow Protocol, up 35%. Hyperliquid trending at the moment. And Stockbroker from good old Robinchain down 18% today. So Stockbroker there down, one of the biggest coins on Robinhood. With the NFT, right? NFT. All right. So those are the crypto majors at the moment. That's the weekly review as well. We did the weekly there. Top performers, you can see them, the top 5. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin, zoom in on that. Well, we're at $63,006 here, so we're up a little bit relative to the average that we saw in CoinGecko. This is Coinbase, and we are sitting above the hourly moving average there on the 50. Let's jump over to the daily and see how that looks. Daily, of course, we want to, keep saying we want to keep over the 62,200. We are above that by $800 at the moment, this blue line. Because otherwise we're teasing ourselves for that fourth wave down in crypto. Some people want it, some people don't. So I'd rather markets go sideways or up. But hey, that's just where it is at the moment. Because Bitcoin with the Hart's law and that fix everything else, right? So we don't want to do that too much. We will have separation at some stage. I think we're gaining a bit of separation with ETH. ETH's gone from 2.3% to almost 3%, the value of Bitcoin. So we do get a slow grind to the upside, ETH relative to Bitcoin, with the application layer superiority, at least at the moment. So yeah, that's kind of where we are there at the moment. The 50-day moving average is at 63,568, so we're only $568 below that. We'd like to get above that, of course. We recently had resistance up at 66,800, so we all know we want to get over at 67,000. And then we've got the 200-day moving average at 69,241. So a bit of work to do to get above that, but getting over 70K would be pretty key. So let's say 67, but really 68, and 70K up here. I'm going to get over those. Those short-term milestones there. Moving to the 4-year moving cycle, the dynamic 4-year on the weekly. We got the 200 moving average. That is currently 64,000, so we're around about $1,000 below that, just under. So about $1,000 to go, and of course, as you can see in the chart, that's always been a great time to buy. Now the question is, are we going to have a fourth wave down to maybe let's say 50 just on the flat at 60% down? Then we'll find out. But we're time is squeezing. We've got time to do that. Maybe it will be short lived if we do it. But so far September, October, questionable about how we get on there. Albeit otherwise we'll just float around here, hopefully just slowly drift up and then try and get higher lows and higher highs. Right, we got to take out this one here. This is the weekly candles. Got to take out 62,800. So 82,800. Start getting a better moves on here. And funnily enough, that is where the 50 weekly moving average is as well, 82,500. So horizontal and the moving average there, pretty key mark there if we're going to start seeing some road to glory and start heading up to all-time highs and beyond. That's kind of where we are on the old BTC. October is coming, so a lot of people are picking October for that sort of 4-year cycle bottom, and people also talking about front running, including institutional leaders, the running institutional funds. So we'll see how it goes out. It's a little questionable, right? And everyone's sort of like, oh well, it could be this, could be that, could be this. So we'll just have to just pace it through, I think, on the old bottoming here. All right. Some people got the bottoming as late as January next year. So, but I think October is probably fair. And maybe already had it at 57, right? Maybe 57K was 57,700, I think it was the bottom there. Yeah, 57,717 back here in the week of June 29th. So maybe the end of June was the bottom in there. If we don't have that fourth wave down. So kind of if. Lots of different views. There's tons of views out there of where we're going here now. But I'm feeling good to the upside. I definitely think it's going to be a shallow pullback. What is the catalyst that's, all the market makers are going to be able to push us down? And so far, I don't really see one yet. Interest rate rise might be a trigger for that, for sure. I mean, that's probably the one that would get us down again. Are we going to double tap 57,700? That's definitely plausible. But so far, holding up there. That 52,200 is kind of a key mark there. We break down that significantly, and I think we're going down, down much further there, at least to testing 57,700. But a 60% pullback would be down to the 50K mark, and maybe it's just short-lived. But we have a lot of buyers coming in, right? I think we've still got that sort of buyers coming in, scooping up. Let's jump over to Michael Saylor. Hopefully we'll get the debt markets being one of those big buyers, and that is preferred stock. But Michael Saylor's been putting out a bit of, we'll call it information, shall we? Information here. He goes, digital assets from a monetary spectrum. So this is how he views the world and wants the rest of the world to view it. Is that Bitcoin is digital capital, Stretch is digital credit, SR Stretch USX is digital money, kind of stable, and then USD Tether, their digital currency there. What's from left to right? And he's got a little diagram here. Bitcoin, digital capital, volatile, it's high powered, sound money, store of value, and bear asset. Well, I guess it's also, I would call it a debasement trade. I think that's the biggest catalyst for Bitcoin to me. And maybe store of value kicks in at some stage. Stretch digital credit, and this is this green product here is what we were targeting, the debt markets. Debt markets, arguably, let's say 350 trillion. We just need a fraction of that. That could pump Bitcoin to the moon big time. Thinking about the moon, we've got Sean and O'Malley House. Hexy time up only. Yeah, we're going to get to Hex charts soon enough. When we get to Pulsechain content, we'll be covering that for sure. All those charts. We got so he's got a semi-stable, high fixed income, store of value, and it is the iPhone moment for Bitcoin apparently, and it plausibly will be. I think I'm very confident that will be the case too, with sound management, which is what they're doing, and we're going to see. This week coming up, are they going to have a significant pivot because they're kind of getting to that juxtaposition there, or are they going to continue on with the cash raising there? SR stretch USX, digital money, stable, medium of exchange, store of value, fixed income. And then he's got USD Tether here, stable, medium of exchange. So that's kind of his setup. And down the bottom here, he's got from left to right, volatility and return potential fall, while stability and transactional utility rise from left to right there. So obviously Bitcoin the most volatile, USD Tether there, the most stable there he's got there, and transactional. All right, so that was a little bit of a Michael Saylor setup, and I think I think it's fair. Let's go to the Ethereum charts and have a look at Ethereum now. We're going to get into tokenization and break down some of this and hear some from the industry leaders as well. This is 1 hour at the moment, so we are breaking down just a little bit weak at the moment in the current hour. 1878. We were recently up as high as 1883 on Ethereum. Let's jump over to let's go to the daily here on ETH. ETH has been slowly kind of rising, or at least moving sideways, but it's risen here from 26th of June, so the end of June, so July, August has been, at least July was kind of nice, and then August has put us into the sort of, or late second half of July, August has put us into this sort of sideways pattern. 1878, we've got the daily coming up there. See that little curve there, the 50 moving average on the daily is at 1836. And the 200 daily moving average is at 2012. We do have potential golden cross coming up though, guys. So that's bullish for Ethereum. So yeah, well, let's see how that goes. And as you guys know, the ratio of ETH to Bitcoin has been going up as well. We're now around about 3%. So I think we're going to get a bit of a move there. What we've also seen is a lot of institutions from the US and Europe have started to buy into the Ethereum DATs like Bitmine, and also slowly accumulating more ETH as well. So yeah, good ETFs investments. So definitely ETH is picking up pace. People are buying the big DAT that owns all the ETH and doing all the big leadership and the bring finance and mass adoption. That is Bitmine, and also buying up more and more ETH here happening. So exciting times. Staking is at all-time high. Was it 34% now? I think 34% for ETH staking with validation. So yeah, cool, and earning lots of money. You're going to earn lots of money. Price doubles, man. These DATs get pretty valuable. And if the MNAV goes past 1, I think it's 96 at the moment for Bitmine. Then we go past 1, so 0.96. So it's almost back 1-to-1, where the market value equals the asset value of the ETH they're holding. And any other assets. So I think it's getting bullish here, and we've got a potential golden cross coming up as well. Let's see. Maybe that is going to converge on October. What do you guys reckon? We get some really nice breakout candles up here. A decision is made. We're coming up to a decision, really. Then up into, and I think the propensity is to the upside. So yeah, and we're getting good capital management around the DATs for Bitcoin. ETFs are kind of flowing nicely, particularly for Ethereum. Yeah, it's going to be fun. We got this week coming up, guys, is the White House meeting on Wednesday around crypto. They're going to have a lot of key players there, presumably going to try and push for the law to go through, and therefore that's probably why we saw the SEC defer. They said scheduling, but really it's probably just because of the White House strategy coming up. And then on Thursday, we've got the CFTC meeting as well. So we've got 2 key meetings, Thursday, Friday, that could buoy the market to the upside, so tailwinds. And then we've got the manufacturing data coming out on Friday, so more just confirming the expansion, and therefore good times for the markets. We've got Kryptonite in house there. Big shout out there. Let's go, baby. A big shout out for your X post today. That was really, over the night. That was really cool. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Got 1 or 2 larrikins out there responding, but hey, that's just they get insta blocked. All right, thanks very much. All right, yeah, 2,500 videos coming up in the next few days, so it's going to be pretty cool. Probably maybe by Tuesday, Wednesday. Actually, I'm probably doing a bit more videos than that, but it is the way it goes. Catching one live for a change, absolutely appreciate that. Now, I was going to say, is that we're doing comprehensive coverage of Pulsechain. There's no other influence in the Pulsechain community that does comprehensive coverage every day. And that is top 100 and everything else that's going on. So we do our best to do coverage there. Also, we deep dive in Telegram. I'm in so many Telegram groups, just keeping a monitor on everything. So pretty engaged, in terms of coverage there. Once again, let's jump on here. So, Ethereum's looking kind of cool. We got that subtle momentum coming to the upside. those debt investments are kind of a blues clues to the upside as well. The ETFs buying is a bit of a clue here as well. So, we've got a golden cross coming up in this chart as well. So, I break up to the upside, and let's go to the weekly to have a look at that move. So last year we had this big move, 133 over 133 days, 3.5x in Ethereum, and we've got all these little blues clues supporting us to the upside now. Are we going to get a breakaway soon? Really cool. Obviously, I think by the fourth quarter, I think we're looking good. 27.7 is a no-brainer, but will we move early? That's the question, right? Will we move early? That is the question. But yeah, on the daily, golden cross coming up, and that would help stop this, I guess, this death cross here on the weekly. And so that means that yellow line turns up there. So yeah, let's keep a look out for that golden cross coming up. Are we going to get close? Probably, but I think we're going to get to the upside on this chart. It's kind of asymmetrical trade in my view. Yeah, we might. I mean, if we do get that Bitcoin little trigger, I just don't see it happening right now. It'd have to have some sort of geopolitical risk, right? Something really bad. Just don't see it on the radar right now. But that's what black swans are, right? You can't see them, and that's what happen. You can kind of see them. You can kind of see them. Like if you keep your eye on enough variables, but sometimes, if Chairman, if the President Xi decides to go into Taiwan and attack Japan, attack all these other Philippines and everything else while they're doing it, right? Then that's I don't know his mind. I don't know if he's going to do that tomorrow. We keep tabs on all the variables, but you can only see so much too. Silver Star says Diamond, absolutely. Thumbs up. Yeah, thumbs up for sure. All right, so that's kind of where we are right now in Ethereum. Cool. Right. Let's jump into some of the insights here. So here's this is Ondo CE Ian here. We're going to quickly listen to this clip. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Let me know if you can't, but hopefully I've set this up right.
But now every single crypto exchange, they look at Robinhood, they look at all the others, they want to offer stocks and other related wealth management products. That's why I think you've also seen such a big surge in tokenized stocks, because for a lot of these crypto exchanges, particularly the offshore ones, it was significantly easier to start offering stocks in tokenized form than it was in normal form, right?
Sure.
You could have your existing custody systems, your normal accounting systems, keep your markets open 24/7, and do the settlement in stable coins. That's all the stuff that a tokenized stock would enable that a normal stock would not. So they all started listing tokenized stocks, typically powered by Ondo. And there are no easy ways to really offer proper wealth management products that a lot of the asset managers have developed over time. Take JP Morgan Private Wealth, right? You need $10 million minimum balance or something to have an account there. But once you do, all of a sudden you have access to a bunch of these model portfolios, right? Mm-hmm. Model portfolios that BlackRock has designed, or that Vanguard has designed for these wealthy individuals. There's no real reason why mass retail should not be able to have access to these things, but just historically, given the TradFi cost structure, they were limited only to the very select few. But I think the company that can first start to crack into that market and compose these products, compose these model portfolios and tokenize them and offer them to a broader retail audience, and then have that integrated experience in a way that makes sense, those I think really are going to be the winners of the everything app race. For Ondo, the role really is, building out the infrastructure so that they can offer any and all of these products, while also building out our own offering in parallel that we can offer to our own end investors.
All right, so there's the CEO of Ondo. They're currently, dominating at least 2/3 of the market, particularly around commodities and stocks, and of course stablecoins there as well. And if just talking about democratizing, what was typically pretty limited in the TradeFi markets, now making it available to on the blockchain, and particularly also to non-US citizens, and getting around the broker system as well. So for the most part, so very exciting stuff there. That was a good little overview. Let's check out the RWAs at the moment. We can see the real world assets sitting at $38 billion. This could very well be by next year, maybe June, July, August, maybe even earlier. This could potentially be $1 trillion next year. So that's going to be pretty huge, and we're going to talk about why that might be the case. Obviously, we're getting decent growth there, but look at the holders of these assets. They are now up at 68% growth in the last 30 days, guys. 68% in the last 30 days. We're almost at 2 million asset holders and we're in just in takeoff phase, right? Takeoff phase, you kind of have seed phase, and which is probably 18 months ago. Then you have takeoff phase, which we're in now. This is also true for AI agents and AI and crypto, and then which I think is just even slightly behind the tokenization in some ways. And then we've seen a recent wave of that, but both of them probably kind of in the takeoff phase here. And then next year we could be at the first maturity phase where we kind of get into that $1 trillion plus market. And that's just still small compared to what's out there. We'll talk about it as well. But 68% growth in asset holders in the last 38 days are really encouraging numbers, right? So very cool there. Stablecoins had its first pullback recently, $278 million there. $278 million holders at 1.5%. But stablecoin value there still at 298 billion and had its first little pullback. So we're expecting this to grow by 10x. I mean, Scott Bessent, the Secretary of Treasury, Treasury Secretary, talking about the 10x by 2030. So we're only expecting these things just to keep ratcheting up in the next sort of 3.5 years. Pretty huge. But I think we're going to get pretty explosive growth. Now, we've often talked about the different classes of RWAs. We've got stablecoins obviously leading the way from the Genius Act last year. Remember, we had 18 Democrats actually support that. Maybe the banks got caught off guard a little bit by that, and of course have challenged that in the Clarity Act, particularly small banks as well. So we're obviously getting a lot of issues around that. U.S. Treasuries, of course, underpinning U.S. Treasury, get a good demand, keep the U.S. dollar strong. There's been a big play as well. So stablecoins sitting at distributed value, 298 billion. U.S. Treasuries, and I think this is going to grow a lot. It's currently at 16 billion. And then, of course, non-U.S. government debt, also getting into the act there. It's down a little bit for the last 30 days at 1.25 billion, but this will probably be a delayed explosion there. You can see the EU Treasury bill is the dominance there. Had a big growth rate in the EU Treasury bill. But it's certainly something to keep a lookout for as the US gets into the game. Everyone else wants to jump in, right? Tokenized credit there, 7.27 trillion. We can see that kind of on the move as well. Syrup and Blockstream are dominating at the top two there. And then stocks, of course, which has been exciting over the last couple of months, is going all guns. Look at this. So 2.38 billion, super early. 21. Let's see, go to the where we got the monthly transfer volume. 23 billion a monthly transfer volume, guys, up 180%. I mean, think about that. That's awesome stuff. Matt Walsh says President Xi is welcome on the Pulsechain family. Yeah, I'm sure he is welcome. He is welcome. We got Kryptonite says you're welcome and thank you for your work. I appreciate that. Big shout out there. All right, so monthly active addresses, guys. So yeah, that transfer volume is 180%. Monthly active addresses up 35%, 571,000 holders now, up 123% in the last 30 days, 1.3 million. So tokenized stocks exploding on the chain, and it's still early days. Very, very exciting. All right, so PE's VC. This is 2.3 billion. We expect this to grow as well. We can see that blockchain capital token seems to be leading the way there, along with Titan 3 and Era. So obviously it's kind of specialties getting the PVC stuff, but certainly worth looking at their active strategies, which is kind of partly what the example given by the Ondo CEO was talking about is active strategies. In other words, getting into strategies put together by BlackRock around portfolios and strategies around that, hedge funds, things like that. So this has actually been one of the better performers in some ways, and we expect that to really blow up there too. But you can see staked USDE, key contributor there in the growth, as you can see on there. All right, so commodities as well. Obviously, besides stocks, commodities have been a big talk of the town. Being able to trade, gold, silver, copper, and other materials, it's been a big deal. You can see there on the chart that Tether Gold, Paxos Gold are really dominating that space. And we'll get ebbs and flows on that as it gets bigger and bigger. But $5 billion, up 8.8% over 30 days. We've got monthly value there at 5.3 billion, up 50% over the last 30 days. And monthly active addresses, 96,254, up 169% in 30 days. Pretty exciting stuff, and holders there up 26% over the last 30 days at 302,000. So you can see this thing is just on the takeoff phase and getting some real nice results. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do get to that $1 trillion plus market next year, right? That's around the same time next year. Real estate, of course, is one of the biggest markets and out there as well. Obviously, people buy a house, they're investing, etc. So we expect this to bloody blow up to a very small store at the moment, 223 million on distributed value, up 10% from over the last 30 days. Holders up 3.7%, and we'll probably see this hopefully grow more and more and more as well. So probably a bit more trickier than obviously getting stocks and commodities in some ways, but certainly we're expecting that to be exciting. So, stable coins, US Treasuries, expect that to really grow. Obviously, stocks and commodities, obviously a big deal. We should see more active strategies and credit as well. And then maybe real estate starts to really mature as well on chain. It's just a natural thing to do. Now, here's the other big kingpin, is that there's a lot of markets not even priced, not by TradeFi, not by blockchain. And this is where tokenization could really open up a lot of things that are not actually liquid, no pricing to it, and start pricing real world and digital assets. And this could be maybe bigger than all the TradeFi stuff coming out. Well, no, we'll see. I won't say that too much, but let's say it's even a percentage, a fraction of TradeFi that's going to come over the chain. Super bullish, right? So that's where some of the specialty comes in, obviously, as well as trading 24/7. All right, so that's kind of a bit of an overview of where RWA is at right now. We're going to listen from Raoul Paul as well, a little clip here for about 2 minutes. And he's talking about a little bit around AWAs and just the whole general ecosystem at the moment. And then we're going to get into DTCC to kick off with the biggest. I left the biggest for last, guys. So let's get into it.
The rise of stablecoins, RWAs, the finance system bringing stuff on chain. They're like, how do we participate in this? Just own the fucking token. This like
the underlying layer one.
Right? I mean, the layer one trade is so simple. Yeah. It's so obvious. It's the big trade. It is I talked about this, the universal basic equity layer for all of us. If we are going to see the largest parts of the economy given over to AI and agents, and they're going to use crypto rails, we just get to own the layer ones and we participate in their success. Right? We didn't get that with the internet. And there's no excuse for people not to do this.
You've been adding more, as you always do, in the nasty recent correction. What did you add?
I added some Zcash.
Why?
I bought more Sui, obviously, but I added a bit of Zcash.
Last time you said, because it was going crazy in December, you said, I'm going to wait for it to go down, and I'm going to see how it plays out and how it reacts.
Correct. And that's exactly what I did. And into the correction, I started buying some. I didn't buy enough. Obviously, you never do when it goes up a lot. But because Zcash is, so we've talked a lot about smart contract layer ones, right? In the world of, store of value, there is only one. Well, there was only one really. But now we've got another one, which is, it has a subsection of that. And I think, I was talking to Barry Silver about this the other day, is to assume that it could be 10% of Bitcoin, 5%. Great. In terms of, how much economic value it has. Privacy in the world has value for people. And I think people will understand that more. And so therefore, it's a very easy trade. It's Bitcoin with privacy.
All right, so that's some looking at Zcash on the recovery there and accumulating that. But really, he's talking about the asymmetric trade, arguably for the underlying asset, particularly Ethereum in this case, is huge. And so, if you don't want to get into any of the projects that are built on Ethereum, just pick up ETH and benefit from all those mega themes of tokenization, AI, etc., rolling out that we just sort of covered with at least the tokenization side. The second part there, of course, he's a Suchain Maxi, SUI, so that's his thing. That is from Raoul Paul. But the asymmetric trade, I would argue, is sitting there right there with Ethereum, or if you're into Solana, although Solana, of course, not as battle tested there. We always saw a stoppage in the chain again the other day. All right, so let's jump over to the big one at the end, guys, and that is a DTCC. And this here is Brian Steele, and of course in July they did that trial where they did, I can't remember the exact number, I think it was 21 or something products that they tested, all different type of products. Remember the DTCC, the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, has 114 trillion under management, based at least on last year's data, and this is the big number. They settled $4.6 quadrillion. Yeah, quad, no trillions, but quadrillions. 4.6 quadrillion last year, and they're coming over to the blockchain big time. Think of them as the waterworks company for TradeFi, traditional markets, stock market, etc. Take the same position over on blockchain. So that's the institutional adoption. That is the infrastructure layer. They're coming in to take that position and dominate the space. But it's a win-win. It's always sort of control in some ways, but actually they bring all that value over. So you're going to get paid for it, I guess is the way to look at it. And so this is a big deal. So they did their trial in July. There's kind of some feedback that they got from their clients about the success of that, and they are really inundated with a lot of their clients wanting to bring their products over to the blockchain and tokenize them. So that's really huge. Secondly, is that they are leading up into October where they're going full mode. So they're going to be full mode operation. They had the trial in July. They're going a little bit of pre-test in September, but then October is full on. In other words, they're going all in. And that means the whole infrastructure is going to be set up and all their clients are going to get tokenized. And it's going to be not just a little trial, but ongoing product activity. So it's massive. And this is where we get from, our 30, $40 billion, let's say close to $40 billion, up into the $1 trillion mark, right? So this is going to be the mega catalyst for this. So this is not just an incremental jump, but I don't know, what would you call it? A cycle jump. It's a cycle jump for tokenization. It really is a big deal. So let's hear from them. Now, obviously, as clients ramp up, they get their products and they're going to go real fast and there's going to be lots of them. They can only pace them as they can. But the head of the DTC said they're going to need more than just Ethereum. They need multiple chains because it's so much value to bring on and they need so much space. So, we'll be watching that. It's going to be, a month by month growth story after October as those products come online and all the clients and people start trading 24/7, all that sort of stuff. Really is exciting there. All right, so let's get into Brian Steele's little clip here and listen to him. It was about 34 seconds long.
The one thing that really stood out to me that I've heard from our clients is you needed to do this. The ability for you to bridge markets, your ability to bring together different market participants, create levels of interoperability, to create commercial value for our clients, that really stands out to me as the value that we bring. But to do it in a way that creates the scale, resiliency, and kind of regulatory compliance that our clients are accustomed to in traditional markets, that's really the value.
All right, because you can see it doesn't get, in terms of infrastructure, it doesn't get too much bigger than that. So it's game on, guys, and you just got to be patient and pick up the good assets, and you'll be all good. You'll be all good. So yeah, pretty exciting future there for the blockchain. All right, so that is our coverage from the crypto majors. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We did the weekly update charts. We looked at the tokenization and some of the key players and some commentators there. Let's get into Pulsechain because Pulsechain's been on a tear. So let's get into that. I'm going to bring up the Pulsechain charts and, of course, Pulsechain stats for the daily updates. I can't believe it. These charts are looking so damn good. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to bring up the Pulsechain chart too. I actually might bring up the HEX chart as well. I'll make sure I talk about that. And we'll try and clip that out for YouTube as well. But let's pull in the Pulsechain chart. It's looking nice and tasty. All right. So far, so good. So we've been using about 6 different measures, haven't we, on the charts to try and ascertain that this rally on Pulsechain is going to continue, where it's going to might chill out. And so far, we're looking pretty good. Even with the crypto majors slightly down for the week, right? So it's just slightly down a few percentage points, Bitcoin and etc. But Pulsechain there still managing to stay up, which is a very, very positive sign. and we've been getting good bridge flows through as well. So let's get into the charts. Let me full screen this. I'm going to get rid of the RSIs on that. Let's start off with the hourly there. I think we might do that. We got crypto majors. Let's jump into the charts. Let's go. Let me know your thoughts as well. We're just sharing the journey together as Pulsechain is starting to move to the upside. I still consider us in our first wave, so we'll talk about that in the charts. All right, let's get in there. So we're on day 1,191 since Pulsechain launched on 30th of May 2023. It was a full system state fork of Ethereum a couple of days earlier on the 10th of May 2023, where all the assets got copied over, including all the contracts. And here we are 1,191 days later. We've been in a mega downtrend for most of the time, at least up until maybe a month and a half ago. And so that's been pretty taxing on the community, but it's been a great buying opportunity in terms of the massive volumes people are able to pick up, and they've been enjoying this bounce after the last 6 or 7 weeks. So pretty exciting. So Pulsechain at the moment is up 8% today. I mean, come on, that's fantastic. So really good. Let's give that a clap as well. All right, so Pulsechain is up 8%, and we are sitting at 4 zeros. 1,045. So we've lost a zero, baby. We lost a zero. That is a cool thing. I know we're down near the bottom still, but that's a significant move to the upside. So we'll take that. We'll take that. HEX at the moment is up 12.1%, sitting at a third of a penny, looking pretty good. It was slightly higher earlier overnight. We'll get to that chart. ProveX at the moment is up 4.5%. It is at 4,058. PulseX at the moment is up at 509 something, up 7.75%. So not quite lost a zero, but getting close there up on PulseX. Ink token at the moment up 54 cents, up 12.8%. Just slightly ahead of HEX at the moment. So Ink token there looking like the best. Now it has a fixed supply, no direct utility, but fixed supply, big deal, and some big whales. Also, when I say fixed supply, inflation is virtually nothing, right? Virtually nothing. Yeah, interesting there. Has a lot of third-party protocol support, farms and things like that, but no direct one there anymore. It's the incentive token for PulseX, the number one DEX on Pulsechain by volume, by activity. So that is the charts there on HEX. So looking pretty good. You've got a lot of green candles. Let's go to the global metrics that we always look at each day. The gas prices. How cheap is it to do business? Well, it's a little bit elevated at the moment. Apparently, we're at 1 million beats. So assuming this is correct, we're right on 1 million. So it looks a little bit odd. But anyway, we're at 1 million beats. 150 pulse per swap, a 65 hundredth of a penny. So that's the cheap, most expensive we've seen it for a little while as well. On the old there, just as we're doing the live stream. I guess that's correct. Hopefully it's all 5-day average. Let me bet. See, I don't know. I didn't put it on the 5-day. I didn't put it on the 5-day, guys. 24 hour. I don't know what has they changed this? Has this changed? I think it's changed, guys. Anyway, I don't know. That's where we are at the moment. Anyway, 150 pulse, 6,500th a penny. So that must be right. That must be right there, 100 beats. That just took me a bit off guard there. They're shocking me. They're trying to shock me into some sort of catatonic state or something. Validators, we're just down slightly from yesterday. I think we were at 940. So we're at 46,913 today. I think we're down maybe about 27 or something like that from yesterday. We have been growing very well over the weeks. And as Pulse continues to grow, I'm sure it's all positive flywheel stuff. So people will buy more Pulse. They want to be validating, and people that have got Pulse will put it in their validators that are inactive, and then the validators will continue to go up as what we just expect to see. That's what we have seen. The bridge, our key lead indicator here, this got value coming over to Pulsechain. Most of it arguably should be actively buying, so that it's a very good indicator. Over the last sort of 30 days, we had a low of 47 million and I think 490,000. So we're up about 18 million, let's say, just rounding quickly. We're up 3% today, 1.6% over the last week, and 33% in bridge TVL value. Very exciting. And we've got another positive day, not a huge day, but 29K, we'll take it. 255K inflow, 225 on the outflow there. What do we got there? USD, 168K USD in, 110 out. So we're 58K net on the USDC. That's cool. RAPD, 20K in, 47 out. So we're net negative 27 on that. We got a lot of HEX coming in, 23 million HEX coming in, 7 million HEX out there. Pulse 480 million in. Don't know what the exit one is. DAI there 2K in, 6K. So really USDC setting us up for the net win there on this chart. So cool. We'll take that. So we've had a lot of green days, haven't we, for quite a few weeks, and we're up about 18 million net. Yeah, so pretty cool. So we'll keep a lookout for that. Green charts drive more demand, so more players there. Now there's a number of I've seen a number of rumors and this and that about Richard Hart, CEO, and other things out there. There's lots of people looking for the drivers, but certainly the charts are on the move. All right, so let's jump into Pulsechain. Here we are, 1 hour chart. I thought we'd go to that. We had a nice little rally overnight. Woohoo! Look at that. Pretty cool. We were down at 5 zeros, 93.38, and I said yesterday's video that was been our support level. Very cool. You can see it repeatedly going on there. And we had a nice little rally on the hourly charts. Look at that. That's the previous day, so yesterday and 2 hours, up 16% on Pulse. Very cool stuff there. And we gained a lot. So we gained 5 zeros, 14.86 was the change, 15.9% in the day and 2 hours. And that took us up to a 10.83. So 4 zeros, 10.83. Pretty cool. Now we're still up over the last day and a half. So now a day and 14 hours. Up almost 11, well, let's just be accurate, 11.7%. And that's at 5 zeros, 10.96 on the change. We're now sitting an absolute level at 4 zeros, 1,044, losing a zero. And that zero is down here, right? So that 4,001 is right here. So we're above that now, looking good. So that's the hourly chart. Thought we'd look at that. It was a bit of fun. Let's go to the 4 hour trader view. We're above the 50 in the 21 hour moving average here, looking pretty good. We can see we've got higher highs and higher lows continuing on. Is the Pulsechain here looking really good. Let's look at the short time frame here. RSI is elevated at 65, but not overboard, over 70. And then we've got the stochastic just chilling out a little bit here. But it might do something like this, might do something like that. It's just chilling out here a little bit here, dropping back. Let's look at the daily. After that run up that we had, the daily here is still rising. So we're still at elevated at 87. The RSI itself is just over the overbought territory at 71. So we're slowly climbing here. We've still got room to move in the 4 hour. We saw still a little bit of room there just to sit over 1,000. And the question is, we're gonna be able to hold up there on this move. So let's have a look at the daily and get rid of the RSIs. And you can see we've got our higher lows intact. So at 6,300 with 5 zeros, then we went to 7,300 with 5 zeros, and then we've gone to this 9,300 that I talked about yesterday. We've bounced off that several times in a row, which is very supportive. We have got higher highs here. They are getting a little bit on the daily. They are getting a little bit lower, and that's when you kind of get this rounding, right? This rollover. I don't think we're quite there yet. I think we've still got a bit of oomph there left with the 4 hour. And so, still think we can make it here. Now, the question is, are we going to try and consolidate up here as well? My target is still sitting at 1,200. We'll see how we get on there, but still feeling good about that. With the 1,200 being maybe the resistance. We already had that little gold mode candle, which, maybe it's an off sign, but still that was at 4 zeros, 11.73. So we've still got a bit of room to there. How much would that be to actually go? Well, if we took it from yesterday's high, that's another 11.5%. So that's doable. That's quite doable. We've probably still got enough room in the 4 hour for that. So still feeling pretty good about that 1,200. That is the end of the first wave for me, right? And I think that we see that in the charts. That's probably fear comment. Obviously, I don't know the future, but we're just trying to go off all these averages. We are also above on the daily. We're above the 200 daily moving average. That is currently at 5 zeros, 9,963, so just below 1,000. We have the 50-day moving average moving up at 5 zeros, 8,049. And we've got a golden cross potentially coming up here as this yellow line here crosses the 200 moving average. So that would be a golden cross. And when have we last seen that? not for years. Not for years, have we? Let me have a look here. So let me look on this one. Last time we saw that, it was all the way back here, 12th of August, maybe not quite years, but a year ago, 12th of August, 2025, and it was only lived for a little bit of while. But you got to remember the structure of the chart was very different back then, and we've had quite supportive structural changes here to break that mega downtrend. We're getting there. We're slowly getting there. And as you guys know, so, assuming Bitcoin doesn't go down for a crash, there's no catalyst to take us down in the next sort of month and a half to 2 months, then, we may very well have the bottom in at 54. We're double tapped at 54. We're getting a nice little breakout on this first wave move. Let's see where we go. 1200, pretty key though. And maybe we might just sit into that. Now, you guys know, maybe the second part of the move, second wave, is to actually hit the 1700. We're going to need a lot of stability in this chart. Maybe just to retest a little bit. So let's have a look at this chart on this move. There's a number of things we could take two different approaches to this. Let me just screen back here. It's auto-logged that too. Let me just move the back. Sorry, I've done a prematured on that one. Let's go back here. All right, so let's have a look at the Fibonacci retracement. So we'll take it from the 54. We'll take it up to the top here. This is the first way we're going to look at this, is that, a retrace here. If we had a strong retrace, at the moment we got obviously support at 9,300, but let's say 8,700 would be a strong retrace to 87 if we fail to hit the 1,200. And, if we fail to do that, I still think we've got enough momentum in the 4 hour, and it's not that big a percentage to go. So 1,200 is still looking pretty good for me. And if you look at the daily here, the daily is at looking pretty good at 1,014. So just sitting above that, sitting above the pocket there. If we had very little change, that'd be impressive. Still got a bit of chance to move high here. That weekly support there at 1,000 has got to be the key. Then 9,300 and then 87. That'd be a pretty strong zone to stay in, right? And hopefully the market does stay in there. We've certainly had good momentum at this point. Now, we do expect a bit of profit taking to go on. We've already had a couple of those as we're zigzagged up. But 87, I think, is looking pretty good there for a strong move. Now, if we had a bad move based on where we are at the moment, in other words, we failed to move higher to that 1,200 mark, then, the 61.8 is showing at 74.59. So, that hopefully that would be the worst case scenario. A lot of times Fibonacci goes back to 61.8. I'm not expecting anything like the 78.6 at all. I think we're on the move, right? Things are going pretty well. So that's kind of the play there. We have a lot of cool protocols from LibertySwap rolling out over the next few weeks. They're going to create a lot of excitement too, hopefully, and that should be positive with the value there. So that's kind of the place. That's our first approach. Let's look at the second one. We're going to look at if we actually do get up to 1,200. Let's get that extra 12% move, and we've certainly got the room in the 4 hour to do that. Then the retrace is a bit different here. So the 23.6 is at 1,094.49. So it would pull us just above the weekly daily moving average at 1,049. So looking really super strong. We hold that. So if we come back down to test this daily moving average for the 200, that'd be very positive, right? So we've got some spots there. Now, if we did go a bit further down, we've got the 38 at 9,500. So we've got a 93 to 9,500 support there. That'd be our second level down. And, a good chance if we come down from here, let's see what that would be, obviously in terms of percentages. So, let's say we come back down to test the daily, that would be a 15% retrace. Let's say, more profit taking is taken, and we come back to the just below the 38 down to 93. That would be a 22%. We might very well do that. Might very well be able to get a sideways movement, a bit of profit taking, but a sideways movement down there. That'd be pretty cool. Now, a 50 retrace would be 8,700. A 61.8 would be almost 8,000. And I don't really want to lose a zero, but at least if we bounce to 61, that might be a good trigger. But a strong chart would definitely be maybe a third move down. So a third move down there, let's say 33%. What would that be taken? That would be down around 8,000 as well. So that would be a 61.8. So anything strong in the third percentage move would be good. But obviously the best one would be if we can hold above or around this 200 weekly moving average if we do get to 1,200, which I think is looking still good for that. Not a certainty, but certainly looking, a good probability we'll make that 1,200 mark. But we're certainly getting lower highs here. So today's pretty pivotal for that. Maybe leading into the week. Hopefully we get some good news around the digital asset treasuries next on Monday. Get some good stuff like that. We'll have a bit of a dip, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe the market might anticipates excitement for the White House meeting on Wednesday. So that could keep us going. So we had to have potential tailwinds supporting us here, and we're still getting good capital coming over the bridge. So it's still looking positive for the upside there with some of those catalysts. All right, let's jump over to the weekly chart. And I'll have a look if there's any comments on that, but let's go to the weekly chart to see that support as well. Let me have a look here. So that's the weekly chart here. Still looking pretty good. Let's go to the RSI. RSI is still super friendly for a big long run here. This is also hyper supportive for our upward chart, and we're still sitting here at 52. So we've got a long way to go. Stochastic is a little hot at the moment, but we can zigzag around there, especially with our shorter time frames, supportive of a move at least up to 1200. Like I said, I think that's the end of the first wave for me. And as long as we can hold, a relative percentage retrace from there, if that does occur, then we're looking good to start to try and attack. So let's argue that we don't have any fourth wave down for Bitcoin. We've truly bounced the lower 5,400. Then we've got the low one, right? We've got the low one finally on the chain. We certainly had structural support for that back here with these 11 weeks of fighting between 72 and 8,200. And then, of course, we've had this big rally up the upside here, coming over the current 21 weekly average is at 87.38. So that's another good support line there, and looking pretty good. And so, yeah, I'm still feeling pretty good about this. Just noting that it's pretty important the next day or two that we still get these higher highs, right, and higher lows. And not start to roll over, and that's where you get that sort of retrace into some of those zones that I mentioned on the daily. So still looking good in my view. The chart there, we're obviously pretty important coming up here. Now, typically, tomorrow is going to be Monday down under, which is Sunday US time. Sunday is when the market makers come in, so still a bit dicey there. So I think we've got a lot of tailwinds coming up, momentum, but still, Sunday can be a little bit dicey there. And let's assume no whales come in and smash, rain on the parade, and that they're all ready to run this chart up. So that's kind of where I feel about that. What about the new UFO token? We'll get to that if it's on the top 100. We'll have a look at that too. All right, so that is kind of where we are with the charts, and of course, this is our second goal. So first goal, 5,400. If that's the bottom, certainly looking positive for that. And then second goal is to break the mega downtrend on Pulsechain, which we've most people not enjoyed very much. And so we are trying to break that big yellow line and zigzag like this blue line out, right? So that's kind of cool. So after 1,700, get back to maybe 1,000, 1,200, and then bounce out, and then kill the big yellow long downtrend there on Pulse. So that's kind of the play there. So still momentum slightly to the upside here. And let's see if it can consolidate and make a sideways channel or something. That's kind of the play. Certainly, I think more things in favor of that. Still moving higher here. All right, so let's jump over to the total volume at the moment. So we're on a weekend, and we're doing 5.7 million. So I think we've got to be pretty happy with that. Yesterday we were at the top of the bear market range there at 2.5 to 3.5 mil. I think we were sitting at 3.4 million yesterday, and now here we are on the weekend at 5.7. So that's good news, guys. I think that's a really bullish sign too. So as long as we don't taper off tomorrow, which is one of those tricky days, on Sunday US time. Let's have a look at where that volume is. So 5.7 million. Pulsechain at the moment is doing 4.3 million. So it's doing the bulk of the volume there. 9mm is doing 717K. Still pretty good numbers for 9mm. SwitchX is doing 387. I think that's a good day in the office for SwitchX. Liberty Swap at the moment is doing 189. It's definitely dropped off. Obviously not the OG web chef there, really kicking into gear at the moment. But Liberty Swap's got a ton of projects to roll out. This is one of them, right? That's operating and earning fees, certainly lower fees than normal. Uniswap at the moment, so look at that. Uniswap is doing 38K. Finvestor, our new DEX, is 32K, and 9-inch there, still contributing a little bit there, 20K. Most of that volume, of course, is SolidX and 9-inches itself. Finvestor volume, let's have a quick look at that. Most of that is Peacock Ninjas and a little bit from some of the other tokens. Uniswap at the moment, most of that would be ALGO and HEX, and a little bit from stablecoins and wrapped ETH and things. Just a very small amount. On Liberty Swap, most of the volume is Peacock, Richard Cause, Rock Pulse, wrapped ETH, Peacock Ninjas, a PDI. So it's actually got pretty diverse token there. Not surprising given all the outreach and these guys know what they're doing. They're supporting a lot of the Pulsechain tokens, a lot of the top tokens, as well as stable coins and things like that. So pretty smart team there. Moving to SwitchX, let's go over to the volumes there. So most of the volume is coming from Pulsechain, USDC, wrapped ETH, and HEX, and of course Switch there. So most of the stuff is happening in that group. 9mm. 9mm, most of the volume is Richard Cause, a bit of wrapped Bitcoin in there. Wrapped Bitcoin, of course, had a decent little mini run, as we say. Still about 10% of the peak all-time high value, but still had a bit of run on Wrapped Bitcoin. We saw that yesterday. Most of the volume on Pulsechain is, of course, the Richard Cause, and along with a few others. Even P Tiger making a bit of a move today, 29, and it's had a nice little run, hasn't it, recently? Troper, and of course a Peacock in there as well. So overall, that's kind of the main volumes on the main dexes, and we're at 5.7 million in total volume at the moment. Let's look at the top 100. We've got a comment here from Kryptonite at the moment. Only 10x back to SAC for Pulse. Nice, yeah, that's true. Very, very bullish there. We'll be back before we know it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, bring it on. Bring it on. Yeah, we're in maybe the end of the first league, as we say. Top performer today, liquid loans back up again, and the liquidity is going up. And here we are at what we up by 38% today. So big move there. Big volume on the main peer, 19K relative to the liquidity. Liquidity is now up at 83 on the main peer there. Let's have a look at the charts here. So big move, big LP coming in here, or buy volume coming in there on the old liquid loans. So good times continue for the number one liquidity fork. We've got 5 now. We're going to have 6 soon. By the end of this month, probably. We're up 530%, so 6.3x in 34 days. So pretty cool stuff happening there for liquid loans, our number one liquidity fork. Pretty cool. I don't know, has Pulsechain got more liquidity forks? Maybe second only to Ethereum, maybe? Probably. Let's have a look at SCADA, 35% at the moment. So SCADA there looking really good too. SCADA, one of our smaller boutique teams with Next Supply. They got their sort of innovative tokenomics. Pretty tight knit little community there, and they have obviously had a bit of a sell down a few days, but now a big pump back up. So they're sitting at just under 1,300 penny. So big shout out to the SCADA team, New Supply team. HEX, of course, looking good, finger looking good. At number 4 all the way to number 9, and number 11 as well. So HEX coming in the mix here in the top 10, up at 13%, and a really nice result there. It was even higher overnight. Let's look at the one of the key peers there. Well, it'll be number 9, run at 824K liquidity now in the main pair. And look at this. This is the weekly candles. So, what's that? 5 good weeks in a row. Let's quickly look at that. Bam. And, recently got even higher. 117% in 28 days. Currently up 53% there. Oh, what am I looking at? Oh, this turned into ink. How did it turn into ink? Did I actually click that one, number 9? It must have switched when I clicked on it. That's crazy. That was crazy. Let's go to number 8. Sorry, my bad on that. Let's start again. All right, so not really me. I think it was more Dick screen, but let's get rid of the RSIs, and we've got our charts from yesterday. Let's get rid of those too, Fibonacci's. So this is the chart. I was just looking at the percentage going, wait a minute, this HEX is up like heaps, like 5x or something. So let's have a look here. So HEX at the moment is currently up 370%, so 4.7x in the last 68 days, so just over 2 months, almost 2.5 months, and it's at just under 3,100 a penny. Has been as high as almost 3,400 a penny, which was our target, right? So it has hit our target. Now it's getting lower highs here, so we're in a decision point here right now, right? So just like we saw with Pulse, in a decision point here, where our higher highs are getting a little bit muted here. This is a key mark here, so really important that we enjoy all these tailwinds that seem to still be in play and coming in for next week, and besides tomorrow, which could be a bit dicey, we'll see. But really important that we'll probably move a bit higher here. We're above all the moving averages for the daily. 21 weekly average is, daily average is at 24.76, so quarter of a penny. And the 50-day is at 16 of a penny. So we're still up there. We obviously got higher lows. Just got to watch these here for a rollover, right? And of course, when it rollovers, that's when we get the risk of a whale or capitulation event there. But so far, so good. Let's look at the RSI. The RSI is definitely elevated. We're just sitting on the 70 line there, just below it. We've got the stochastic coming up, which is cool. That's a good sign. And so here on the daily, so still looking good, but we do need to, we're in decision time right now, right? So as I said, we're kind of at the top end of the first wave, and we got to listen to the charts a little bit there. Now, remember, RSI is a little lagged, but certainly gives you a bit of Blue's Clues when you match it with everything else. We are above a key line there of 2800 of a penny, facing resistance 3 times now at a third of a penny, which was our target. So we've hit our target, and let's see where we go from here. Still got a bit of room to move. Let's look at the 4 hour, see how that's going to give us clues. We're elevated at 58, but room to move on the 4 hour, but we are rolling a little bit on the stochastic. Not too worried about that in terms of we got room on the RSI to move up. And so we've got a chance to make this move for a higher high here, but certainly, that 33 is facing resistance there 3 times now. We are above the moving averages, and we have got we've got to get to see this 21 moving average going above the 50 as well on the 4 hour. And so that would be a bullish sign. So we're getting there. We've got kind of got decision make here, but certainly looking positive and room to move. So still room to move. And of course, you guys know, let's have a look at the daily again. We're going to get rid of these RSIs. And let's have a look. Let's add the Fibonacci back in here. I'm going to go to the weekly in a minute, but let's look at the Fibonacci. In fact, we're going to do an extension here. Let's go from the 54, and we're going to bring it all the way back to there. Let's drag this down a bit, and you guys can see we've still got the 1.618 on the Fibonacci extension is sitting at just over half a penny. Now, are we going to do something like that? Well, I think we've got room to move to go higher, and we definitely want to see this chart. If we do that, then I think we've got a chance to go to 47 under the penny, and maybe 50 there, but it would be running hot, right? Everything would be running hot there. And you can see we're elevated here. I mean, you're talking about getting up to like 90 or something. And last time we got to 90, look, down we came. So yeah, let's see. It's a chance, definitely a chance. But probably, I'm not going to put assignment, but it'll be maybe 20% or something, 30%. We'll see. Now, do we get a God mode candle? That's a question, right? So that's a wild card. I'm not going to include that in the assessment. We've got diamond hands in the house, looking good. Hey, diamond hands, definitely looking good. All right, I think you might be referring to UFO. So yeah, it's we have already reached our target here. If we want to make, I think we're in the decision tree. We've certainly got tailwinds, and if we do, we could have quite a decent move up here, and that's when we might have a retrace, right? So we'll see. But the higher we go, I guess the more support. If we got the 21 weekly average at quarter of a penny, that's kind of where we might go. Hey, look, we got that little green move at the moment on the charts here. Is it having a decision? Are you guys buying up the Bitcoin, the X there? Kryptonite says expecting a pullback to 2 or 17 if we can beat the resistance. Yeah. Well, we've got the 21 daily at 25, and we've got 16.36, so that fits in pretty well with your second pullback there on this. And of course, if we look at the Fibonacci, those are the average moving averages. Then yeah, you got the 50 on the retrace there at 0.2 of a penny. That fits in very well with your mark, and 700 on the 38. So yeah, definitely a good zone there. And also we had support here on our one of our upper higher lows at 16.58. So I think 17 is looking good for that potential pullback. That'd be 38%. That'd be not too bad. But the higher the better, right? So 0.2 of a penny. That helps us to target this half a penny mark later on. So certainly room to move, decision to be made. Still looking good. Got to get over this third of a penny, and then we'll see how we get on with I'm trying to move it higher here, up to 47 or even half a cent. But momentum's in our favor, and we've got still a lot of good tailwinds out there. We're watching those bid values as well, see where the money comes in. So let's watch the next day or two. Still looking peppy to the upside there, but certainly a lot of resistance there at a third of a penny. right, let's go to the weekly candles. We're going to get rid of this Fibonacci. Actually, we'll keep the Fibonacci in there, actually. Look at the weekly 50 moving averages at 31/100th of a penny. So we're just at where we are right now. We're right on the 50 weekly moving average. The 21 weekly moving average is at 14/100th of a penny. I don't think we're going to go down there, but that's all the way down here. Yeah, so 0.2 of a penny, 50% on the fib. That maybe give us a good support there. All right, what else? So that's got interesting stuff happening with this chart. Let's see what we can do. We kind of get into more, less probability now, but certainly the market makes a decision. We can get there and then maybe cool off after that. But we are already at that first level of cool off. We've still got room to move is the way I'd look at that. So not as easy to assert as we have had in the previous days. All right, so a third, looking good, the old HEX. And, just the first wave, right? Just first wave for moving higher. All right, so that's the old HEX chart there. On the old HEX, let's go back to the Pulsechain charts on there. So that's dominating all the way from number 4 to number 11. And of course, that always, free billboard for the HEX there. Next up is incentive tokens. So Richard Cores are crushing it. 12 to number 18, and they're up about 11.6% on Ink token. Then we get HEX derivative ALGO at number 19, up 11.4%. Then we start to get some of these UFO coins that Diamond Hand was talking about. Obviously, been relaunched over a month ago, and we've got those sitting at number 20, 24, 26, up at over 10, 11% at the moment on the UFO, the greys. Let me have a look at one of the pairs there. What's that one there? 497. So we're going to look at the UFO HEX pair. I guess that's still getting lifted up by HEX, right? So obviously the chart looking pretty stellar there with that. This is the weekly chart. Let's go to the daily. That's the daily chart there on the UFO versus HEX. And you can kind of see that's up pretty. Where's the roller there? That's up 160% in 36 days. So 2.6x there. Let's look at the HEX ratio. HEX is down, obviously down on that. So they obviously lifted up with the old HEX price, but it's actually the ratio has gone down quite dramatically there from 4,200th of a HEX per UFO down to 2,600th of a HEX per UFO. All right, so that's the HEX one there, but still doing pretty well, up 10, 11%, running on the back of HEX. Also, ProveX up as well, so doing well there. DAO token, one of our top meme coins, sitting at number 21. 23, 25, 27, also getting a good light of day, up about 10, 11%. Let's have a quick look at that versus Pulse, 111K in that liquidity. And not too bad there either. So from the bottom here on the 8th of June all the way up, we're looking up 141%. So 2.4x in 69 days for DAO token. Let's look at the ratio. Let's go to the, where's the 4th of June? Well, ratio is looking pretty good, isn't it? Look at that. And this is all the way back, 27th of January. And this particular pair is up massive. Was it 28,258%? So pretty massive run up for that, for DAO token. Pretty diamond hand holders, no doubt. And there we go. So we're at 317. Well, let's jump back out of there. What else we got going? Unity at number 28, up 9%. So big shout out to Cryptographics. SolidX there from Firewall, up 9%, having a good recovery there. Die Hard. That's got, it's got very low volumes on these, but they're up 8-9%. Sparta as well. Sparta's got like 200-300 million HEX apparently in the LPX. So it's up 8.7%. Peacock is sitting at 1.3 cents and had a good night, didn't it, overnight on the old Peacock. Let me see. Let's look at the Peacock pulse ratio there. And it's finally starting to move, right? It's finally starting to move. And of course, this is our biggest ecosystem rollout. They're building out massive rollouts. We're going to look at that in a minute. But it's at 1.319 cents. Trying to push high here yesterday. Got to what did I get to yesterday? Is that right? No. That's not showing up. That doesn't seem right. I'm just looking at the candles here. It's not giving me the right numbers. It's higher. It was up at 13.25 26. I just thought it was even slightly higher than that. But anyway, it's up at 13.18. So 1.3 cents over there and still pushing high here. Volumes have tapered off a little bit here on the daily, but certainly pushing high here on the chart. And that's all you need. Just more buying and selling, right? So that is Peacock. Let's go have a look at the news for Peacock while we're here. And of course, we did say that Peacock at the moment was sitting around 30, top 30, right? So Peacock's still doing pretty well on that front. So around 33, 35 on the pair here on the move up. Then, of course, it's sitting in the middle with Pulsechain here, which is also up about 8% at the moment. So let's have a look at the news. We had a cool little animation from LibertySwap. We're expecting a lot of big DeFis rolling out from their ecosystem. And this chart here kind of says it all, doesn't it? It says 9 products, 1 furnace. Well, actually, there's 10 products. There's going to be Aave, an Aave or Liberty Lend also included in here. But look at this chart. Can you see that on there? I think you can. And let's see if I can make that a bit bigger. But we've got at the top here, we've got LibertySwap. These are the ones that are active at the moment. So LibertySwap there, obviously that's the bridge, right? So that's multi-chain bridge. That's earning a lot of fees, relatively speaking. So that's always probably pretty consistent and maybe even growing all the time. So that's pretty cool. Liberty Shield, of course, the privacy using the ETH railgun, earning fees from that for people that are using that. Probably a bit more niche at the moment, but probably will widen as people get more used to be able to use it because they're making it really easy for people to use, right? Liberty Pools is the V3 DEX that we look at. Definitely the volumes are down with Peacock Ninjas down, but certainly still pretty strong. LibertySwap Pools there. And then we've got the Hyperliquid, right? Hyperliquid out as well. Now they've got Hyperliquid here, but they don't have it activated. So the fee switch is off at the moment. So there's no light going in there, but they've got Hyperliquid product out. So those are the 4 products out at the moment. Liberty DEX will be coming back. So their V3 DEX will be coming back. It is under a refactoring. So it was definitely having a few challenges. And so that's good. That's going to be back too. That'll be a nice little, a really nice fee earner once they sort of get that in the wallet and advertising, everything like that. Then the products that are coming up. So we've got the in-wallet swap coming, the ZKX wallet. Obviously, the integration is going to be really important. And of course, if they continue their growth of downloads, that's really, really exciting too. Sean says, set the bird free. Absolutely, Sean, set the bird free there. And up only indeed. All right, so yeah, that's coming. Now we've got on and off ramp, a ZKX wallet as well. This could be really exciting. We're expecting Peer to be launched. Peer on base chain is a DeFi solution for fiat on ramp, off ramp, and people make money providing that liquidity. So that'd be really cool. Using like cash apps and things like that. Really exciting there. And of course, they are likely to have maybe not just like cash app type things as well as the PS DeFi solution, but maybe some centralized solutions as well. So a fully on ramp, off ramp service. So pretty cool. So you're going to get your CFI and your DeFi in there, and that could be a really, really nice earner, right? A really nice earner. They're going to have a really low fee though, lower than the market by a lot. They're going to have 0.1%, so it's going to be very low compared to a lot of people. We'll see how that all works when it comes to market. And then we've got Liberty Perpetuals, which you guys know is the one I'm really looking forward to. Obviously, the on-ramp, off-ramp is going to be a very profitable business, but Liberty Perps, they're looking to have commodities and the stocks trading on Pulsechain and people's wallets and opens up, SpaceX and all these other cool things, which are going to change the future, right? So we're excited about Liberty Perpetuals. Obviously, one of the big market earners as well. We talked about Hyperliquid and Lighter and others. And we talked about Ondo with the tokenization. So we want this stuff on Pulsechain. The other big project team that's talking about this is Brandon and Switch. So we're also going to see what they do in the space, particularly around their Switch HEX. So that's cool. And then we've got Pump for Fun, which is also one of the top earners. We see Pump Fun, one of the top earners, and people vying for that space. We've had a number of protocols launch in the token launcher space there, similar to Pump Fun with their own variations. And we can't wait for LibertySwap to add theirs because they're integrated with the rest of the solution, particularly LibertySwap. So LibertySwap, imagine it like the big river, like Amazon River, and all these products here are little businesses along the river there, and all the villages from every village is going to shop at these places, kind of like that a little bit. All right, so that's kind of cool. And yeah, Pump for Fun launching soon. And of course, they're going to have Liberty Lend, which is going to be an Aave lending product. That's also coming, so that'll be 10. So exciting times. So they got this ramping up. They've got the buy and burn on the video here, 160 million Peacock. And so all the fees will be going into the furnace here to burn Peacock. So that's pretty cool. And also they got their 10x mechanism that they're talking about, right? 10x there. I'm not quite sure what they mean by that. They certainly got a lot of things funneling in. Yesterday when I looked at it, it had $2,900 in it. I'm not sure what it's got on today. Let me have a quick look. PLS folio, I think I've got it tracking on. Let's see whether it comes in here. Hope this is the right one. Let's see. This is off screen. Can't see it, so I put it on another browser just to make it easy. Let's see. What do they got there? Addresses. Hopefully this is the right one. It's got 2 addresses. I don't know. All right. So cool. Okay. So 2 days ago, these 2 addresses that they had for the 10x buy and burn was sitting at 2,000. Yesterday it was at 2,900. Today it's at 3,756. Plus there's a bit of other assets. There's another $100 and a Peacock in there too. So there's a few other assets in there too. So it's actually what's that? 80, pretty close to $4,000 in there. So I don't know what they're going to do with that, guys. Obviously buying and burning Peacock, but I don't know how they're going to play that out. But they've got a lot of fees going in there as well. Interesting. And then they've got all these products launching. So yeah, looking exciting. #1 cracking project on Pulsechain. #1 on the top 5, as I say. #1 in the top 5. All right, so that is pretty exciting. Let's get back out of there and have a look at what else they've got going on with the news. Let's scroll down here. How far are we going to go, guys? I'll just make this a little bit smaller because it's a little bit big there. Let's scroll up here. I don't know if we go that far back. So in this case, bridge USDC to Pulsechain to Solana. I love that feature. It makes it so much easier. So that's hopefully they're going to have all that right. EVM, SVM chain crossover. We love that. My friend is in profit with $10 DCA. We got that going on too. All right, so that is kind of cool. I feel like I woke up from a long coma. Did it hit $1? The future of gasless trading on Pulsechain, the first smart account wallet on Pulsechain. So isn't that cool? So awesome. Zero Pulse paid gas in EUSDC. So that technology is coming to the ZKX wallet, and exciting times. What else? There? Let's keep going. We are waiting for all those products to roll out. I'm not sure the order at this yet. We're all just waiting and seeing how they're going to roll it out. Let's see what else. Let's scroll back up here. What else here? 22 hours ago, they had obviously their wallet upgrade here with the USDC to X, private friendly trading, and the wallet starting to come together on their testing. So that's all coming to market. So it's going to be a big deal. I want to go, actually should go and look at the Chrome download to see what that's been growing as fast as it has been, insanely fast. So we'll keep watching. But that's LivySwap. We're expecting a lot to come from them in terms of features and product rollouts, as we just showed. And the chart was doing pretty well. Yeah, doing pretty well. Where will it go from here? In fact, I should have a quick look at that. Let me have a look at the chart before we move on. And we'll go for this one here. The number 42 here is Peacock, up 8%, 8.1%. Let's see where it's going to go. So we've got the RSI at the moment on the daily is elevated at 67, but plenty of room to move. On the 4 hour, we're up at 70. So, certainly elevated there. And what else? We're above all the moving averages on the 4 hour. We're above all the moving averages on the daily. And interesting enough, we've got a golden cross coming up here. Also got the 21 moving average already over the 200. So all the moving shorter time frames here, 50 golden cross coming up as well. So this could hyper move, especially with these rollouts and the burn. Pretty good setup, right? Pretty good setup. It looks like here just patience is required. So looking good there. The biggest project ecosystem on Pulsechain rolling out. What else we got going? We got Pepe, RH Pepe slipped in there. I've been around for over 3 months, up 8%. And then we got Coin Mafia from Rack and Michelle. Obviously, he's got a stash application out there now too, up 8% at $3.08. Let's have a quick look at that chart. Chart's still looking pretty good there. Bottomed out down here at $1.52. So it's basically 2x of that at the moment. So Mafia moving up there, token launcher site. Voucher, #1 public validator from Jexa. Very little volume on this, but slowly creeping up, 7.75% with the price of Pulse, no doubt. And up and up it goes. So, very little volume. You can see very little volume, but is on the move, 144% in 32 days. Let's look at the Pulse ratio. Pulse ratios will move too slowly and surely, and then all at once. Is that what's going to happen with the vouch? 1.3 pulse per vouch, 1.78 right now. Number one public validator, and we'll keep looking out for that. I'm not quite sure what their validator numbers are at the moment. We haven't checked that for a while, but certainly on the move up there. We did have Jexer on a couple of months back. Super smart guy, super an incredible communicator, and great product there. Great product. Gophers from Dipcatcher, another super smart guy, up 7.7%, $33. Obviously focused mostly on HEX on Ethereum with his FlexNet ecosystem on top. So he's doing most of that, but certainly Gophers there, $33, a little bit, only $50 a volume, but managing to get a little bit of lift there. Our 704, first 704 contract, right? I remember that, right? Then we get into, I think this is Pump Tires Die at number 46, up 7%. Then we get into all the ProveXs, up 7%. And we might see a big move on ProveX. We might see a big move at some stage. So just keep a lookout for that. Let's go to the biggest pair, USDC, slowly creeping back up to $1 million on the main pair. And you can see on the weekly here, just moving up here. Pretty nice. Bottomed out all the way back here in the 1st of June, and is currently up almost a 2x, not quite, just shy of a 2x, 95% in 70 days. But could see a big move on this. Volumes just slowly creeping up here. Certainly RSI on the weekly very low, just above 50. The daily is elevated at 70, above moving average there, 4 hour. Also elevated 62, but still room to move. So yeah, this could go over 6,000 quite comfortably. Certainly at the resistance level. So if we go back to daily here, rejected at this level, but room to move to break that 6K mark there. So not too bad. All right, the new kid on the block, they say. Sean O'Malley says it's all in the clues. RH wore peacock jackets on live stream years ago. No coincidence, only says Sean. And he also was the first to talk about Liberty Swap all connected. RH playing a 3D chess games. Yeah, Liberty did community takeover of Peacock. They did it indeed. Well, it was was it HODL? What was the first part of the HODL? Something HODL. I've just forgotten his name now. Something HODL. He gifted all that Peacock, right? And then they seem to have gone with that. So I don't know what's going on there, but that's when we got most of that burn going on. Was it 150 million or something? Very cool. All right, so that's looking good. ProveX at the moment. What is it? Hold or something. Hold on. It's good. Always it will come back round, but let me just let it simmer there. So ProveX there looking pretty good, facing a bit of resistance, but room to move and break that down. What else there? Pulse Bitcoin from Fat Sammy and the Pulse Bitcoin Council. Very little volume, but up 6.5%. Stake Teeth up 6% there at number 53. Teddy Bear up 6%. Most Wanted, another one of our top meme coins. We talked about Dowd up here. We got Most Wanted up here, up 6% at the moment. What else? Let's get down there. Some of the Peacock trifecta, Zero Trust, doing a lot of commerce on Pulsechain, which is kind of cool. What else we got going? Come down here. Batias, a number one DEX aggregator, up 5.57%. We've got some news around DEX aggregator, so let's do that, shall we? Let's go and find Brandon and SwitchX. Let's see here. Brandon, one of our top 5 builders, and of course with a big build out team and does a lot of third-party build outs. They had it 9 hours ago. Big shout out to Batias for integrating SwitchX.fi, our V4 DEX, into their routing, regardless of the rumors. Both teams are dedicated to working together when we can to give the best user experience on Pulsechain. This upgrade decreases the friction of source liquidity for Batias. Additionally, it provides better output for Batias. This also helps user rewards and volume for SwitchX, a win-win, more to come. Yeah, absolutely. So really cool from that. In fact, I might repost that. That's probably worthy of a repost there. So pretty good stuff happening there. And Crypto Coffee says, great to hear. So good stuff happening on that front. All right, very cool. So you can see there is a lot of love and cuddling going on with the DEXs and DEX aggregators. That's how it goes. That's all you want to see. You want to see a very supportive community, right? They all win when it happens, I think. Very cool. Some good stuff happening there. All right, so that was some good news. Let's jump back into the old top list here. So we got a few other, boutique little teams. Swarm up 5.5%, Phoenix up 5.4%, Firewall up 5.5%, ALGO, we talked about that earlier, Atropa, James Maria up 4.3%. We have seen, Atropa stuff, Atropa, Liberty, Teddy Bear, Reserve come in and out of the top. No doubt, James Maria is going to be in the mix. Teddy Bear up 4% at the moment. Smorg, another boutique team with a couple of reflection tokens, up 3.5%. Printed tokens up 3.5%. Smorg is the reflection token. For Investor itself, $2.74, come down from its big move yesterday, didn't it? Yeah, I think it has. For Investor there, of course, our latest DEX it's still up. Okay, I don't know, up 3%. It did have a down day yesterday with $2.74. Okay, it was up. Yeah, 3 days ago it was up at $2.30. So that's why I thought it was down a bit. All right, so it's down about 50 cents. So there, for Investor, keep a lookout for it. They have now got their DEX up and running near number 6. What else have we got going here? James Maria Reserve Tay up 2.6%. 9mm, our second biggest DEX, which is doing great volumes these days, relatively speaking, to the first wave pump, is up 2.5% there. So have a quick look at that. Nice little slow uptrend here. Resistance at just, let's say, 1.1 penny, just over 1 penny, but it is sitting on 1 penny right now. So elevated 64, but plenty of room to move for the RSI on the daily, and the 4-hourly there is down at 59. So you've got to say 9mm a little bit unappreciated, but certainly on an uptrend, and could get on a big volume play at some stage shortly. Is probably what's going to happen there. All things equal, as long as Pulsechain doesn't, go down. That's the catalyst there. P Tiger, he's up 2.3%. I think it was on a live stream, wasn't he? With some other influence at the moment. But done that with a week is back, and that chart's been, really, really good, isn't it, for the most part? Look at that chart. Wow. Now, obviously, I think he holds quite a bit of supply, but that is up 662% in 14 days, 7.6x in 2 weeks. So not bad there. The RSI on the weekly is not just elevated, but in the overbought territory. So take note of that. And the daily there is been elevated for ages. So they must hold a lot of the tokens, and they must have a bit of firepower there to push that up. But certainly getting teasing there. The 4-hour there coming down. Pretty questionable at this price level right now, unless the setup is in for a higher move. But the RSI saying us, maybe call the Jets there. Not sure how many people own that, but take profits maybe, and you decide. Bonnie at the moment up 2%. PMX 500, another small team, up 1.8%. Virtually no volume on these. UFO there, we've got tons of those peers that we talked about earlier. Pump Farm, our the big token launcher, up 0.8% right now. We are waiting for Liberty Swap. We have got a few other smaller alternatives like Cabal King, offering some really cool UIs and token features. What else there? We got Zendog up a little bit there too. So it looks like we're sitting on 91 coins that are in the green. What do we say? Pulsechain, what's that? Pulsechain stats. What's that up at the moment? What's the price? Up 8%. So anything up 8% is doing better. So that's not all these coins. Let me go through here. 8%. Let's say just roughly 8%. So yeah, we got about 40 coins. Let's 40 peers that are doing better than Pulse right now in the top 100 trending here. Now remember, nothing's financial advice. Do your own due diligence. We're just going through the top 100 every day. As I say, we do the comprehensive coverage here on Pulsechain. Not aware anyone else is doing anything close. They're doing great jobs doing the talk about, but this is kind of our thing that we do here on the channel on a daily basis. So we go through these lists here. Top at the moment is down 5.3% on that one of the Peacock. And man, I can't wait to Coffee starts promoting Top Hat in a big way. This thing could really take off. I mean, he's probably one of the influencers in Pulsechain that can actually move markets and targets, and I think relatively Top Hat would be an easy one to do. So keep a lookout for that. That'd be pretty interesting. He's been pretty relaxed, sitting in the pocket on that one so far. Peacock Ninjas is down as well. The volume's down a lot, still 22k, but remember that was like doing 200k, 300k or something. It was pretty crazy, and that is down at 4015 right now. Let's have a quick look at it, down 4%. Are they going to turn the Jets on again? I don't know. Sitting around this area of 4 zeros, 2300. It's now down at this area here at the bottom of the range at 4 zeros, 1500. And look at that, 22K. Now, let's. That's pretty much the top 100, guys. I think we've kind of done a good job of going through all those tokens for those that are interested in the actual token stuff. Obviously, Richard Cores and a few coins are doing most of the volume on the chain. The peacocks and the P-dies and things like that. So we're going to have a quick look at the. We're going to go to Pulse coin list now and have a look at the charts over there. Slightly different setup, and so let's have a look at the volumes. So Pulse at the moment doing 3.35 based on Pulse coin list data at the moment, and that's slightly higher. It's going, look at that, up 8%. So doing pretty well. Pulse, if you lift the ocean, you lift all the boats, right? Lift the ocean up, and all the boats go up, right? So it's kind of cool. And which boats have little thrusters on them to do better? Interesting enough, I watched the video yesterday on it looks like they've got a ion drive that's been developed by a NASA scientist. That's pretty exciting. So we're finally moving away from these chemical rockets and getting into you still need chemical rockets to get into space, but having these Star Trek-y ion drives is pretty cool. And that would mean instead of taking like 6 to 9 months to get to Mars, you could do it in 3 days or 5 days or something. Bring it on. There's exciting times. We're exciting times of technology. All right, so we got HEX back to crypto. We got HEX up 1.4 million there on the volume. Pulsechain at 524. Wrapped ETH from Ethereum for $500,000. HEX from Ethereum 350. P-die sitting at 2200th of a penny. It is up 17% for the week. 3.7% today, but sitting around this 2200th has kind of been the new range, isn't it? Doing about 333K volume there. Ink token number 7, 282K. Prevex at 240K. Wrap Bitcoin has had a really nice run. Look at that, 37% over last week, up 6%, sitting at $248. It's up 121K. So those are all the 100K. So we've got 9 over 100K based on Pulse coin list data there. And Wrap Bitcoin has been a bit of fun to watch, isn't it? Still about 10% of its all-time high. But certainly has been a nice little move there. This is the 15-minute chart. Let's go to the hourly chart. That's the hourly chart action. Look at that. So bounced off 243, 248. Now, there is only 154,000 Wrap Bitcoin there, Pulse Wrap Bitcoin, copies of the Ethereum version. And we'll see how it goes. See how it goes there. It's down on the current hour. Certainly got topped out at 259. Let's say 260K. Last high there was at 242. It's kind of coming back to test that maybe. So that is the Wrap Bitcoin there. So put an RSI on, sorry, just to quickly check the relative strength there. Yeah, it's coming all the way back down. Let's look at the better ranges. 4 hour, it's a little bit elevated. It's still under, and daily, definitely in the oversold territory. So they're really struggling at this level now. I think this level is definitely a struggle area. So we'll see. We'll see whether it can cool off and make another move higher. But let's go to the monthly chart on this, and we can see that, and we'll log that too. We had this big price here. Look at the all-time high price there, $2,675, and we've come off recently $72 to $246. Some people use the old narrative of buy one P-Wrap Bitcoin, right? That's kind of the play. I guess you can't do too wrong with that. And if Bitcoin does, once it goes up to the upside, this is probably going to be a bit of a no-brainer there, all things equal. Once again, you have to look at supply side and everything else, but certainly, limited supply and seems to have a bit of excitement there. Volumes at the moment, every month doing about, the last couple of months been doing about 750 to 800K. It's had 5 green months versus 1 red month in the last 6 months. Of course, it can do this too. Can do that too. It went from 1150 all the way down to 71. But of course, Pulsechain was going down for 11 months. So good times have returned. We'll see where it goes. Certainly can pick up pace there. We have a number of Bitcoin, products. We obviously Pulse Bitcoin, got a few there, but certainly looking pretty good for P-Wrap Bitcoin. Picking up one P-Wrap Bitcoin, I guess can't harm too much. It's only $245. I mean, if the upside might be asymmetric versus the downside, but certainly 50% down is $72 recently. Going to be a bit of fun there. you can always say, hey, I've got one wrap Bitcoin. I've got 10 wrap Bitcoin. It depends how much you want to throw at it, but certainly has been on the move with the P wrap Bitcoin. All right. So those are kind of the big volumes there. Moving down, we obviously got USDC. That's another alternative. Teddy Bear from James Maria, USDL from Liquid Loans, stablecoin. Slightly under peg at the moment, just fractionally. Wrap Bitcoin, we talked about that's from Ethereum, the actual Bitcoin there. Why's the price look so weird? Oh, it's the volume. P Tiger, Doubt Token, and which we saw was doing quite well. P Tiger been doing well as well, up 82% for the week apparently. Peacock up 30% for the week. Treasury Bill from Jones & Maria 21%. Some interesting news there. Liquid Loans up 36%. What else is pretty interesting? USD Tether, PUSD Tether, another one of the PDI, USDC up 31% for the week. So it's another alternative. What else? World's Greatest PDI print up 16%. Pretty risky, but still in the divs. Just the Pulse Guy up 65%. That's a nice move on Pulse Guy. What else? 111% on Tiger Crypto Dog Zelda on the move there. In the know, G Baby up 40%. I'm not sure the liquidity on those, but these are getting down to really small volumes, like $2,000. We're at number 76. It's like $2,000. But look, Patias is here. That's down $1,800 on this apparently. Anyway, so that is some of the charts on Pulse Coin List. Very, very cool. All right, so that is the charts there. How are we doing for time? 1 hour and 41 minutes. Say what? Man, we've been really rocking it here on the old Pulsechain. Right, so that is the charts there. Big shout out to Brandon. Keep up the good work there. We are waiting for, what's it, Triple Dad? He is launching the number 6 liquidity fork, which is VersaVault. So we're looking forward to that. VSD is going to be the stablecoin. VRSA is going to be the platform token. He's been at a car fair apparently recently. Looks pretty fun. He's waiting for, I guess, I don't know, he keeps on tagging in everybody. But yeah, pretty exciting car show there. Looks like he's been having fun with that as well. All right, look at that. See, I'm just trying to see with this car that I really like. We've got a orange Porsche there, Carrera. Oh, that's looking a bit better, isn't it? Oh, you like the Lambo? That Lambo's looking better, pretty good. I don't know, it's my favorite so far. What do you guys reckon? Anyway, that's for what's it? Psychedelics there. What else there? Oh, the yellow. Oh, yeah, the yellow's nice. Oh no, yeah, the yellow. The Ferrari goes to Hartwin, Lola Hartwin. I think we've got some more images there. That's pretty nice, eh? That's pretty nice. The yellow there. What's that wealthy place where people turn up? Milan, is it? Milan. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, so some good stuff there. What else? A pink. Oh, pink's a bit too much, but if you're a blonde with a pink outfit and a pink bag, maybe that works. It's funny I say that, and then this sort of a brunette gets in there with the pink outfit. Let's have a look at that so you can sort of see. Got the pink shorts. I don't know whether she's just walking by, but that's pretty funny. Just as I was saying it. Nice town. Look, quaint little town. Look at the buildings and the trees. Pretty nice. Not sure where he is at, actually. Where is he at? But anyway, that's kind of cool. The bedazzled McLaren, Tam. That's on at the moment. What else has he got there? Yeah, look at that. Bedazzled for sure. Shadizzle Manizzle, or something like that. That's pretty crazy. The Lambo's there. What's this one? He's taking a lot of people there. So that's Triple Dad there. He's obviously having a good time there in the cars. Pretty cool. But we are waiting for VersaVault coming. Should be pretty fun. Now, there is a lot of projects out there, guys. If you guys want to check out Pulsechain, I would go to Frank White's Start Me, and that is all the Pulsechain charts. Also on the left here is new projects. Oh, let me go back out of there. Accidentally clicked on that. But we got new projects here. We got this is new. Valve.city just popped up. We might have a quick look at that while we're here. But you can see a lot of the other ones that have recently launched or going to launch. Obviously, has he got VersaVault on there? I don't know. But these are all the projects of different categories, all the stuff on Pulsechain. So fantastic there as well. So post that Pulsechain ecosystem map. And that is the list there. So check it out. Now, tomorrow, we're going to have Monster Thread number 67 come out, guys. 67 weeks or editions of the Monster Thread. So I know MBS Crypto is going to be working hard on that. We're going to have that out tomorrow. And if you're a project team out there, you want to get brand awareness, it's the perfect newsletter, number one newsletter on Pulsechain. So you get a lot of eyes on that. So definitely check that out. It's coming out tomorrow. If you want to hit us up to get in there, then hit us up. That'd be pretty cool. And I've got the phone coming in here at the moment, so I don't know why they ring me at this time, but I'm pretty sure they knew that I was on live stream. So that is pretty much it for that. Let's jump over to, this looks like the brand new site that's popped up here. So you can check that out on that. So we might look at that too, valve.city. Brand new pop one up here. So there we go. All right, I think it's a good place to finish. An hour 45. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Catch you tomorrow. Tomorrow's, they've got that Sunday. Let's see what the market makers do tomorrow. But certainly we've got some good tailwinds coming up this week. White House meeting on Wednesday, Thursday CFTC, as I recall. Manufacturing on Friday. So it's kind of the key stuff there. We're going to get at the beginning of the week, we're going to get the weekly updates for the DATs, the digital asset treasuries. They're essentially all at very turning points with their decision making, with their strategies that they'll be doing. So we'll see whether strategy decides to raise even more cash, or whether they're pretty happy where they are and they just buy up some stretch and stuff like that to push that back to $100. What would Bitmine doing? They're down to 104 million cash. Are they going to go into issuing preferreds? Are they going to be buying back more BMNR tokens and increasing that activities? These are the key things to get equity and debt back into the market. So those are key for the beginning of the week. So we've got a decent week setting up for news. So we're watching that, and of course Pulsechain still on the tier with a bit of room to move more in this first wave at least. So but certainly getting up into this decision time in the next sort of 24 to 48 hours. But lots of positivity in the market there for that potentially. So we'll keep watching out for that. And of course Liberty Swap. Big rollouts coming. At least another six steps there, and of course the buy and burn accelerating up there too. And we see the treasury in those wallets for the buy and burn starting to slowly build there up to about 4K at the moment. And of course they've been buying and burning every day as well. All right, so cool. I think they've been doing that anyway. So I didn't look at the charts, but on the blockchain, but I think that's the case. All right, hope you enjoyed it. Before I finish mumbling here, it's time to move on. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe, smash the follow, repost the show out. The largest Pulsechain influencer doing daily shows with the most comprehensive coverage. And of course, we're coming up to 2,500 videos this week, probably in the next day or two. So it's a cool milestone to hit there. And that's close to a video a day for the last 7 years, which is awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. And bye for now.